Knute Rockne was struggling through his worst season when Notre Dame, which would finish 5-4, played undefeated Army at Yankee Stadium in 1928. Former Irish star George Gipp, a halfback who led the team to wins over Army in 1919 and 1920, would be the subject of midweek stories in 2 New York newspapers. One writer called Gipp the greatest individual football player he ever saw. And had there been a Heisman Trophy at that time, Gipp almost assuredly would have won it. But Gipp died of pneumonia in 1920, his senior season, just 2 weeks after being named the first consensus All-American in Notre Dame history. Rockne was not one for dramatic pregame or halftime speeches, but his name will always be associated with one from that game against Army in 1928. With the Irish decisive underdogs that day in Yankee Stadium, Rockne told his team about the immortal Gipp. Rockne said Gipp, from his deathbed, pleaded with him to wait until the time was right and the team was down to tell the boys to go out and just win one for the Gipper. As tears streamed down his players' faces, Rockne paused and then told them, "This is the day, and you are the team." In the game, after a scoreless first half, Notre Dame's Jack Chevney scored a third-quarter touchdown that tied it 6-6, and is reported to have said right then, "That one's for the Gipper." The Irish would go on to beat the Cadets 12-6, and one of the great moments in American sport was born. Rockne's "Win One for the Gipper" speech became the preeminent locker room speech in American sports history. It also spawned a movie, Knute Rockne All-American, and all of Hollywood came to South Bend for the movie's premiere in 1940, including the legendary Bob Hope, who emceed the gala opening. Pat O'Brien played Rockne, and a young Ronald Reagan played Gipp. It can be said that nearly 8 years after his death, George Gipp had led the Irish to yet another win over Army. As one obituary proclaimed, he lived as many a man has dreamed of living, for accomplishment. He dies as many a man would be willing to die, in the flush of his fame. It's a moment that has become part of the American fabric. Rockne and Gipp are now intertwined for eternity because other people who know nothing about college football or Notre Dame undoubtedly know "Win One for the Gipper."